define. Wow. Gotta love that song. Hi all, Ray here. Good evening, Ray, how are you? Ray, coming to you from my my little den, my man cave in sunny Spain. This is where I do a lot of my writing and stuff. So it's kind of special to me, surrounded by things. Hendrix on the wall. You can't see it, but we got B.B. King over there. There's just loads of photos everywhere. So it's kind of special to me, really. Lee, yeah, you do, man. Yeah, you were here. I'm going to start off. This is a question answer thing. I've got a couple of guitars here, so we can do some songs. We've got obviously a new album coming out that you probably know by now. So called In My Life, which is taking a bit of time. We've been very selective, Oliver and I, with the songs. Amazing songs, and some people have stepped up. I can't believe it. Some nice professional people, names that you'll know, have stepped up and they've guested on the track. So I'm really honoured. Yeah, little old me. I'm really honoured. So we'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to start with the question. There's Margaret Samuel. She's a friend of mine, and she's not really. I don't think she's out on the computer, but she's asked me about what inspired me to become a muso. Well, I don't know. I mean, my mum and dad told me many years ago that if Top of the Pops was on, I'd be the first one to pick up a little shovel they used to clean the fire out with and pretend it's a guitar. So I guess it was in my bones then, and it's sort of gone on from there. I discovered the Beatles. I think then you were a Beatles or a Stones. I was always the Beatles. Love the Beatles. And my mum was actually a massive fan of the Beatles. She actually had their autographs. My father met them in Southend, and so it was like massive to me, in their songwriting. I didn't know what it was then. I had no idea, but it sort of struck a chord with me. Excuse the pun, but I used to play their stuff and play their stuff and play their stuff. I was banished from the house from playing their stuff. My dad I had a C90, which was 45 minutes either side, a C90 cassette. Some of you remember that. I used to be banished. I used to play it and play it and play it. So Dad one day out. So I used to play it in the car. But it was always in me. This music thing was always in me. And of course I got into bands, which you do, I wasn't a great guitar player. I'm still not a great guitar player. But I understand a lot more. But back then it was really basic pentatonic bending. My vibrato was really good, I remember. Maybe some people on here remember that. But I just went from there, scrolled around, band to band. We did a record with one of the bands. Didn't come to much, But I just sort of progressed more and more. And then I ended up being really shocked because a few of my friends made it quite big and they all had broken marriages and were treating their women bad. I know it sounds crazy. So I backed out of it for a long, long time. I just went to work. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to do this thing, maybe later. And it was only, if honest, it was only through meeting Rothio and coming here that I was allowed to go on. And like here I am, I used to in this man cave. There's a cupboard over the back there with all my tools on because I was a builder. I used to do a lot of building, and I used to walk past all these guitars. You can't see them. There's like 40 guitars in here. And I used to walk past all this equipment to go to work, and one day I just thought, wow, I'm trying a living out of doing this. And so I did. I took the intellect and the thinking brain of my building. Doesn't matter what you're playing with if you play with it right. And I just went the other way. I used that brain power in playing the guitar, and I ended up in all these bands, you know. So I'm quite happy. It's not really what inspired me. Inspired me really was the Beatles. In quick answer, it was the Beatles. Yeah. Nicholas, what are you saying there? My question is, having played with so many bands over the years, does it feel daunting to go solo? Not at all. I'm not solo. I have around me, I've got my wife around me. I've got Rebecca from Shooting Stars Photography. She handles everything for me in England. She's amazing. I've got Bridget Carolos in Germany. She handles things for me in Europe. Okay, and I've got Oliver Jones in my corner. Ollie and I are partners in this, and Ollie is amazing. He's amazing. He can take a song, any basic thing that I give him, and turn it into some the things you hear, all the things you hear. So I'm really not solo, you know. It's I feel like I'm in a crowd going, you know, and I'm very lucky to be able to be part of the Hermits also. So that enables me to be me and earn money, get paid for what I do, and that's important. And it enables me to drop back and give me sufficient free time in order to do the stuff, you know. So that's good, really. So I hope that answers your question. And is it daunting? Not at all. It's exciting. It truly, truly is exciting. We've had many touches, even with Coming Home, the first album, many, many touches. People coming, going, hey, you know. We had a thing in America, someone come to us from America, and I said, no, timing's wrong, so I'm not going to do it. I'll do things at my pace when I'm ready. I won't be rushed. I won't be pushed into signing anything. I look at it as a hobby, truly, a paid hobby. It's sort of, you do get overrun with this hobby, but that's all it is to me. It's a hobby, and it's good fun. And writing songs, I find, is so relaxing. So relaxing. Good. Okay, I've got a question from Stephen Harris from Manchester. He contacted me. I don't know if he's on. And he's asked me, sorry, where and how did I meet Barry Whitwam of Hermits? Well, that's not a crazy long story, really. Cheers. I was in a band, a 70s band, and we toured with Dozy Beaker, Mick and Titch and the Hermits in Germany. We did about 40 dates. And I thought, wow, we'd go on, do our stuff. Wasn't a great band. And the Dozies would do their stuff. Exciting. I knew Beaky because he lived here in Spain. Excuse me. And then I'd watch Hermits. Phenomenal. Just so professional. So professional. And I'd sit and watch on the wings and watch them play, and they would smile. And it was cabaret. But it wasn't wholly cabaret, it's probably wrong. But it was just easy. It was just so easy compared to what I'd been watching and what I was in at the time. So I put it to myself, there's a band I want to join. So, long story short, we parted ways on that. I come away from the first band I was in. I joined Dozy Beaker, Mick and Titch I was in there 5 years really, but we didn't actually do anything because Dozy passed away. Bless him, I love him. So we sort of took a back seat for a while, and then we sort of went, okay, we can do this. Spoke with Beaky. Beaky moved back from here to the UK. So that was that enabled him to get in with the band again and get it moving again. And I used to go over there and we started. But, you know, it just didn't work out. For me, musically, it didn't work out. It's hard to explain, really. It's like joining a football team and then you just you just don't get on with the guys too much, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer them as friends, as now that we're all great mates. Then it was tension. We had a lot of tension. So I came out of there and I had a year off. I went back to building, if honest. I did the shop that Rothio, my wife, runs now. I refurbished in English, refurbed everything. Took me a long time, and I did it all on my own. And in that time, I wrote all the songs for Coming Home. I think I wrote something like 50 odd songs in 3 months, something like that, crazy. So after I'd finished doing that, but the Coming Home album came out. Back to Barry. They phoned me last July. Barry phoned me and says, "Help, we're stuck. Can you help? Can you come over to Germany and do some gigs for us?" And they sent me the material, and I learned the material, and we had virtually no rehearsal, and we went straight on and played the gig, and it was fantastic. It was like I felt like I was born again, where I was supposed to be. After all this stuff I've been doing and playing rock and playing blues and stuff, that's where I just wanted to be. So it just fitted great. It was just beautiful. And we all come off stage after the first one and went, "Wow, that was really good." And then they had to go to after that. I think it was a week over there. Then they went off to Australia and New Zealand. And then Barry phoned me and said, "Oh, you know, things are working out. That not working out. We've got a space for you. Do you want to join?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And that was it. And in honesty, it was just so natural, and it is now on stage. It's just so easy, no problems, you know. And I just feel like I've arrived musically. Really, I'll be honest with you. It's a really nice feeling when you got these guys around you, because being in a band's like a marriage. You know, you just have to get on, you have to allow, blah blah blah. But it was fine, and nothing's a problem, never a problem. There's always one you'll find, not in this band. Great, no problem at all, plain sailing. So that's how I got with Barry. Yeah, no looking back. Well, maybe not this year. Okay, Casey, hello darling. She says, "What was my first rock and roll experience?" Wow, first rock and roll experience. I'm out of Southend, and we had the Kurzel down there, which was like a mecca for Deep Purple, Queen, Lizzie, blah blah blah. All those bands of the 70s were coming through and playing there. So I guess that time was a massive like shock to my system. You know, big stacks, Marshall stacks, and Les Pauls, and it's like wow. So I was really whacked in with that, I must say. And then I went to see a guy called Michael Schenker, and he used to be the guitar player with UFO, and he used to play a Flying V with it was black and white, lovely, and what a player, such a sweet player, guitar player. And it was in Hammersmith Odeon. I think it was 78, 79, and I actually took a pair of binoculars. So you're not allowed to, of course. Bang! I got right in there, and I actually watched his fingers. He actually had sweat dripping off his hand when he was playing, and I was like, wow, you know, that's amazing. That's amazing. So that was probably my first experience. It wasn't meeting anyone. We used to meet people like Gary Moore, Neil Murray, who's the bassist from Whitesnake, and many others. I mean, many others. So it was a good time down there. I think Southend and Essex produced some cracking bands. You know, just trying to think of a few now. If you know of any. Canvey Island, Dr. Feelgood, you know, and there's some great players come out of there. Obviously, around that way, you had Depeche Mode. You had a guy I used to speak to for for hours. Little guy, little tiny guy, great guitar player, phenomenal guitar player. And I used to sort of talk with him in the broom cupboard because it was so loud and the other bands were on. And he said about songwriting. I said, "Oh, do you write songs?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "But I don't want to gig them. I want to sit on the sofa and let other people do it," which to me was a million miles away from anything. And it was bloody Nick Kershaw. I see him on telly one day doing "Won't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" or something with these gloves on. So I was like, "Wow, that's Nick," you know. And I was with a girl then, I think, or their family. I can't remember now where I was. Everyone went, "Yeah, of course you know him." I said, "No, it's Nick, seriously." So it was great. It's a good time growing up. I'm trying to think of another guitar player to play with Barbara Dixon. Remember Barbara Dixon? Another Suitcase, Another Hall. Guy called Jerry Stevenson. He had a band called B Sharp. Phenomenal guitar player. Phenomenal. Phil Hilborn, down that way, who's an old mate of mine. He helped me get this guitar here. This Brian May guitar. There it is there. I've got two of those. So, yeah, rock and roll, eh? Roz, hello Roz. What about writing a new song for Herman's Hermits? Well, funny you say that, because I've written 4 songs in the last week, and 2 of those songs are 60s songs, and I did actually send them to Barry. I said, "I've got these songs here, and I've done them on my computer," and said, "Look, you know, here they are." And he said, "What the heck are these?" I said, "Well, they're just songs. If you ever come to the band and went, okay, write me a song that we could possibly do," I said, "These 2 are my contribution." I don't know if it'll come to anything. I really don't know. But they're good little songs. They are really good little songs. So who knows? Oliver, hello, Ollie. How do we compare this new album to Coming Home? Well, only you and I know that. Really, we can't. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this. Coming Home was cracking songs. I mean, really good songs, and played down. I said to Oliver, I want an acoustic thing. You know, one guy and an acoustic guitar, which is how I prefer to play. And that's what he did. The production that he did on that album, bless him, was along those lines. It was low production. Shown me out, and we didn't realise. I'll be honest with you, Oliver and I never actually realised what was going on. I'll be honest. I spent we had a catastrophe. We had a terrible thing happen while I was in Thailand, and Ollie had to go. Ollie had to run. Family matter. And I think I only did my contribution to that album was only, I'll say, 4 days maximum, and not full days, 4 musicians' days, so 11 till 3, something like that. But in that time, I got all the guitars down, and I got the vocals down, and then Ollie had to run again. He had to go back to Australia, and I had a week on my own, just going around Koh Samui, the island, and thinking about things. And then I flew home, and I was really sad, really, really sad. And Ollie phoned me and said, "I've got the album here. You want to listen to this?" And I heard it, and I couldn't believe it. I truly, truly, truly could not believe what I was hearing. These little pingy songs that I'd done in here, and Ollie had got hold of them and turned them into monsters, absolute monsters. So this next album, if that's a monster, this is absolutely astounding. It really, really is. The songs are amazing. We have some guest musos coming on, people that you'll know. The production, what Oliver's done on the production is phenomenal. And I can't wait. I really, truly cannot wait. And we're just finishing off, just crossing some T's and dotting some I's on a couple of songs where the people, they haven't been available because they've been so busy even in this time. Now they've become available, and they're going to start contributing this coming week, Monday onwards. So by next week we will be done. We will be done, and I'm really excited. The Coming Home album is I'd put it 2 out of 10 against this one, which is 10 out of 10. Truly, I think it's certainly the best thing I've ever done. And I've heard bits what Ollie's done, and I'm amazed. I'm just truly amazed. And like I said earlier, I go forward with these people around me, so I've got no fear. I've got utmost confidence in what we're doing, because these are just phenomenal. I know I wrote them, I know, and I'm bound to be somewhat biased, but these really are phenomenal songs. There's a song on there called I Would Learn to Love You More, which was inspired by a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, who sent me some words, and that turned into an amazing song and a vocal, nothing more, and it's amazing, truly. I've never heard a song like it. But there's 12 tracks on there where Ollie and I, only today, I sent over some vocal lines, and he'll work on that probably tomorrow, because the crazy hours ahead of us, etc. Ollie should be in bed, man. So he'll get on, and within a couple of days, I long for the time where I can hear what that's going to sound like, because it's a track that Ollie and I have come together and done. It's the first time I've had people send me songs, and they say, what can you do with this? What can you do with that? And I don't like to do that. I'd rather stick with my stuff. But Ollie sent me this song, and I thought, well, that's a good song. That's a really good song. Something that he put an awful lot of work into. So I changed some words, and I put a bridge in. Ollie threw the bridge out, and he put this bridge in, which is phenomenal. I can't wait for you to hear it. You're going to come back and go, wow, because it really is good. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard, I'll be honest. And just maybe that'll be the single. Okay, any more questions? What we got there? Ollie, you should be in bed, man. Should we do a song? I've got some guitars here. Should we do a song? We can do a song, actually. Too. This is a song that I wrote this in. Where was I? I was in Manchester, stuck on my own in Manchester in a hotel, horrible hotel room. And I always get up early because I'm Spanish time. We're an hour ahead. And this song came to me. I looked out the window because it was raining. And then I thought about my wife, like you do. And this song just came to me. The whole thing, I wrote it in probably 10 minutes. See what you think. 'Cause I was out of luck, now I'm back again. I guess I owe that all to you. So just biding time and counting days, thinking what I should do. Always felt alone, reflection of emptiness, living in a shadow of despair. 'Cause those were cloudy days, and the sun had never shined. Then you upped and came my way, took me from the rain, helped me see again. Help me up to find my way. Felt my heart sink down, maybe 100 times. I could never read the signs, 'cause there's never a time that I doubted you, with all the things that you've been through. Help me through the rain, you help me sing again, help me up to find my way. Help me from the rain, help me see again, help me up to find my way. Owe it all to you. There you go. Find My Way. That was, I sent it to Ollie. I wrote two, I think, within very short time, days of each other. And I sent them both to Oliver. And I said, oh, this other song I can hear, like a accordion. Put an accordion on it. And somehow it got mixed up. And we ended up with the accordion on this song. And it's just wonderful. It's just the most amazing sound. And it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just heartwarming. It's just heartwarming. I was going to push Ollie to say, I want this one to be the single. But no, not anymore. Not after hearing this last song that we're on. So that's where that came about. And it was written in minutes. Most of my songs, I write them in minutes. I can't honestly think of a song where I've spent any more than 15 minutes on. I'm new to this. I've got no idea how you should perform, how you write, how you do things. I just do things my way. But it seems to work. I've written probably 200 songs in 2 years. I've written sometimes 3 a day. So maybe I got those figures wrong. I don't really know, but it's through Rothio, my wife, that she's allowed me this lifestyle really. So that's quite amazing, isn't it? I owe everything to her. Most of the songs that I write, they've a tendency to lean on her. I wouldn't be anything without her, I owe her. So there you go. Look after your wives and stuff. Who's this? Nicholas saying, a lovely song. Yeah, thanks, mate. What's that one? Bugger it. Really enjoying your album. Given it to me by a mutual friend. Oh, okay. Who wondered big music influences? What big musical influences? Are you asking me that? Just wondered what your biggest or big musical influences are. Oh, okay. Well, Beatles. Got to be the Beatles, isn't it? For me, anyway. Queen were massive for me, hence the Brian May guitar. My hero, absolute hero. I see him live, 2 or 3 times. I was very lucky to see Freddie up there flaunting. Nothing like Freddie, was there, really? There truly weren't. I mean, there's been some guys, not since, but Queen were massive for me, huge. Couldn't wait for their albums. You remember that? Buying an album, you smell it, get on the bus, coming back, play it, make sure you had your trapo. What's trapo in English? You had your rag, don't know what they call it, duster. Yeah, you had your duster, didn't you? Get all the dust off, put your stylus on, bang. This noise comes out, wonderful. Kids today, haven't got a clue, have they? Other musical influences, for songwriting, I would say Colin Hay. Colin Hay's from Men at Work. Remember Men at Work? Wonderful songwriter. Truly, truly. and I think he's matured immensely with age. He's I think he's played. I've never. Ollie knew him. Ollie knew him years ago, but I've seen videos of him now on YouTube and stuff. But his ability to play also and pick out the medleys, I think it's come on a lot more. We understand it, and it's all being time served. All this stuff, like the Beatles, I think. Trying to cast my mind back now. February '64, they went to America. They went to the States, but they'd played so many gigs before then. I think they played something like, I don't know, how many hours was it? I can't remember the hours now, but it was a phenomenal amount of gigs. They played over like 5,000 hours together. They'd been together 7 years when they were in suddenly like overnight successes in the public eye. So it's been time served, isn't it? And all these guys now, you know, like 60 plus, they are time served. So you should get a better song. You should get a better song out of these guys nowadays. And I guess that's true. But now, who else? Songwriting. Crowded House were always great. Always classic songs for me. Anything with an acoustic. I had an acoustic when I was a kid. My mum and dad bought me one. Same old story, isn't it? I think I might have bought it. K Catalogue, remember them? Burlington, 20 pence a week, something like that. But it was a K guitar, and it was the smell of it was just amazing. I could stand it in the corner and it wouldn't make a noise. It only made a noise when I picked it up, and that really, really amazed me. I couldn't, as a kid, that really, I think I was 12. That got me. Electric guitar, you can drop them and make a great noise. But with an acoustic guitar, you know, it's acoustic guitar, isn't it? So, anyone who's writing with acoustics and playing with an acoustic, for me, is top dog. And I bought hand on heart and tell you, I'm a big fan of Ed Sheeran. I mean, there's a guy with a little soppy guitar, like that. It's a little weenie guitar. And he held Glastonbury with a whisk of, okay, he does his stuff, but with his songs, an acoustic guitar, one man held Glastonbury. And to me, you know, I was getting really confused. And my daughter plays these songs, you know. And, you know, there's no music there anymore. There's no medley there anymore. You can't hear something that grabs you. It's all like do-do, do-do, do-do. There's nothing in there. There's only a hook. They sort of write the song and the verses around a hook. And the hook's the thing that you'll sing after the song, you know. So to actually hear Ed Sheeran, you know, as a guy, a little ginger guy, standing up there and doing it, that to me is amazing, really. So he's my hero, I'll be honest. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but he is. Ollie, what do you want there? Can I play In My Life? Yeah, I think so. If I can remember how to play it. In My Life is a song that I think it's the second on the album, isn't it, Ollie? I think I'm going to do it second on the album, and it truly is a good song. And I'm just trying to think how it came about. Yeah, I remember that. I was having a day off. Sorry about that. We got someone calling us. It's always the same, isn't it? We had a day off in the band, and I was in a hotel room, as you are. And I hadn't written anything for such a long time. I couldn't write songs. I was taken away from my environment of being here on the terrace in the sun, surrounded by my girls, etc., etc. And I suddenly realised I was like in a hotel after a hotel and another hotel and another hotel. I couldn't write any songs. And we were working on this album, and Ollie said to me, "Oh, go on now, you'll write some songs. You'll do it." And I couldn't, for the life of bloody love me, I could not write a song. And then I was lying in the bath one day, and then this song came to me, just these 2 lines came to me. And I thought, that's good. So I got out of the bath quick and I sung it into my phone. And I got back in the bath and I got In My Life. I searched high and low for you, thinking of Rothil, I think. And I was away. I wrote the song in probably 10 minutes. I wrote the whole thing in the bath. And then I got out and waited for my hands to dry and go hard again. Then I picked the guitar up and I wrote all the lyrics. So we can do that. I can't remember how to bloody play it now. Which one's we So it's again, Ollie's done a phenomenal job on it. I remember how to play it. Southern wind, it calls your name. Can you answer through your pain? I see distance in your eyes. Moaning word pulls us more near. The wind it blows to blind your tears. Don't look so surprised. 'Cause in my life I've searched high and low for you. And in my dreams hold your love. 'Cause in my life I'll cast away your pain. Come with me and live again. Smile is like a morning sun, casting warmth on everyone, bringing light to your destiny. Walk with me, I'll take your hand, spread your peace throughout the land. That's how it's meant to be. 'Cause in my life I've searched high and low for you. And in my dreams hold your love. In my life I'll cast away your pain. So come with me and live again. I've searched high and low for you, and in my dreams I hold your love. In my life I'll cast away your pain. Come with me and live again. I said come with me and live again. I said come with me and live again. Sorry about the cock up. I haven't played that for such a long time. Oh, dear. I can hear you cheering. Yeah. Sorry, who's this? Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca, darling. Oh, and Bridget. Hello, Bridget. Thank you, Ray. Bridget, thank you, really, for all you do, all you've done, and all you will do. I owe you. And Rebecca, you say I'm an absolute star about that. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud of all we do. I'm proud of all we do. And you're going to hear these songs for the next month. These songs are going to be available. They're not going to be free, guys. We gave you Coming Home. We've got so many musicians on this album. I would like to feel I'm getting something back. We can give it to them, you know. So it's going to be available on Bandcamp. It's going to be available on all those things. Ollie's going to sort that out. I'm not going to do that. I'm rubbish at that. I'm like a chimp with a stick when it comes to that stuff. Rebecca's on board. We're doing Rebecca's doing all the artwork. We're working on that now. We just need the list of songs, Ollie, if you're listening. Just want those list of songs. and then we're away. But it's going to be available. I'm going to have hard copies. Again, if anyone wants to contact me to have a copy, you're more than welcome. Please do, and we'll sort something out. But meanwhile, we're in these testing times, aren't we? So I hope you're all safe and well. It's kind of spooky out there, don't you think? Yeah, it's like a ghost town here, and I'm sure it is where you live, wherever you are. We got military on the streets, etc., etc. But we will get through this. We have no option to get through this. So please stay safe. If you want to do this again, if you want me to do this again, let me know, or talk to Rebecca. Ask Rebecca at Shooting Stars Photography. And we can do this. I can play some more songs. I'm deliberately, how would you say this? I'm not playing with a track. I'm not going to play with a looper or any effects. It's just me and a guitar. Sort of stuff, because do raw, and I would pay all day long to go and see an artist sit there with an acoustic guitar and sing just with an acoustic guitar. And I owe Oliver, if you're listening, I owe Ollie this, because when I used to walk past all these guitars and think, Christ, I've got to earn a living doing this. And I started teaching. Hello, Joe. I asked Rocio, I said, come on, let's see what I can get, see what I can gain doing teaching. And I flew, I must say, I absolutely flew. I was doing it every day, I was teaching every day. But it started to get to me, when you go out and gig and you sit with someone and they're just playing C or trying to play C for 2 hours, started to do me in a bit. So, I'm not the most patient man in the world when it comes to that. Go do your own work, truly. Don't waste your mum's money. So I started playing on the coast here, just doing with backing track, but I'd play guitar. I'd actually play the guitar. And hello, Den. Hello, mate. Ollie came. I was bored. I think I'd done 3 years of that, playing with backing tracks, and then the season would come around again. I'm going, have I got to play Lying Eyes again, really? So Ollie came over. We hadn't seen each other for years, literally 25 years. And he came over and he stayed with us for 6 weeks. And I got him some gigs, and I watched how he played. And he played with a looper and with a stomp box, and everything was live. And he's like I know he's listening now, bless him, but he's like a machine. He was like a machine. His voice of a like a man angel, and he could hit all the notes, and he had it right. He was polished, and he came here, and he just wiped up, really. He just cleaned up. No one had seen anything like it, and I certainly hadn't. And through that, I immediately went out and bought a looper, and I sat and I rehearsed and I rehearsed and I rehearsed, and I took it slightly. He won't mind me saying this, old Ollie, but I took it slightly further than he did, where he would rely on his amazing voice. I mean, my voice is, I can sing the songs that I write. So, but and the band like me, so that's done, and they pay me. So hey ho. But I owe it to Ollie, really, to throw away an electric guitar and pick up an acoustic guitar. And through doing that, I've written all these songs. There must be 200 songs now. There's a song on the new album called Be My Wife. And I wrote that 2 years ago. Or it was in the first batch of songs, we call it the first batch of songs. And Ollie went, no, not for this album. So it didn't make Coming Home. And I pushed him. Okay. I had to push him at distance, of course, and he finally agreed to put it on this album song. It's a lovely song, and we've had interest in that song already. So who knows where this goes? This is a journey, and I welcome everybody with open arms into this journey with me and Ollie, and Bridget and Rebecca, because and Rocio, my family, because it's. whatever happens, we're all involved in this. You help me by. I mean, I'm looking at Roz. Hello, Roz. Thank you, darling. Martin, who we met at a gig, didn't we, mate? Yeah. In where was that? That was in Wales somewhere. But everyone's with me on this, you know, and I'm with you. So and a muso needs an audience, and to me, you are the audience really. On this solo stuff, you are my audience. So it's you know, kind of pings the heart a bit for me that I can write these diddly things, these songs. Ollie takes them, makes them into songs. We give them to you, and you love them, and that to me that's enough, really. But we will push on. We have things to do, so we will push on further. There's other songs coming, so who knows about a third album? But we want to tour this. Eventually, we want to tour this. So we see. We're talking to lots of people, and lots of people are talking to us. So, but you know, it's not the time at the moment. It's quite a grim time. So keep safe. Thank you for tuning in. Do we say that? I don't know what we're saying now. Clicking in? No idea. But thanks for looking at me looking at you. And it's been wonderful. Really, it's the first time I've ever done this. If you want me to do this again, we can, and I can play some more songs, like I said. I'm bleating now. So, Jan, thank you. Justin Son, thank you, Dad. Happy Easter to you and your family also. Great. I'm going to finish now because I don't want to take up all the airwaves. You've got plenty of things to do. I don't know what the time is now. What's the time? Oh, it's I've been on 45 minutes. I think that's far too long. So, love to you all. Thank you. And... oh, Sherry's just come on from America, yeah. How old were you when I got interested in performing? Oh yeah, what are you talking about? Well, let's just do this one for Sherry, shall we? How long? I don't know. You don't think about performing. You just want to be the best musician you can be, don't you? So we'll do that one for next time. Let's do it next time. You let me know if you want me to do it next time. And thank you. And keep safe, right? Take care. Hasta pasta. Big finger going in.